greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of KozMatt's Wrestling Recap. Man, is WWE pumping out bangers to start off 2024 with another great episode of Monday Night Raw. What did you think about the show, Matthew?
2 weeks away from the Rumble. That's all I'm going to say. Next week is in, what did they say? Not St. Louis, New Orleans, whatever. But you know what? It's going to be epic. And tonight was just the leeway before the Royal Rumble, man. And it cooked. The crowd was horrible nonetheless because of weather conditions. But it was a solid show. If only the crowd lived up to what the show actually was. So Drew McIntyre is the bad guy in this situation. Cody Rhodes coming out. He says, talking about defeating Shinsuke Nakamura, okay? And this isn't the end of the Shinsuke era. And basically the Royal Rumble is right around the corner. Not much. So Drew's the bad guy here. Comes out, asks Cody what he wants to talk about. And this is cool. Didn't go too far. I think they're just saving it. They didn't want to get too much out. Drew McIntyre basically said he's proud of Cody and the man he's become, but Drew's got a story to finish, and he's going to finish it before Cody does. This is definitely something that I was waiting for, but a great way to open the show. I love how they're including like feuds in the Royal Rumble. That just makes sense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I thought it was a phenomenal way to kick off the show. Exactly what you said. I like how they're building mini feuds going into the Rumble. I think we're going to see some one-on-one, some face-offs in the Rumble, and building that storyline towards WrestleMania. People want to finish their story, and what a way to kick it off on the road to WrestleMania at the Rumble.
A continuous story. Our next matchup, tag match, DIY versus Judgment Day, Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough. This was a really good match. DIY, man, they got it. I was scared what they were lacking wouldn't come to light, and NXT, they killed it. You know what I mean? It's DIY, but on Raw, it was taking time, and they're slowly getting over again as a tag team. Fresh look for them. This was a decent match. Nice suicide dive, Gargano. He's so smooth with that. They were looking pristine. Ciampa attacks JD and Dominic in the corner. This kind of led to a nice clothesline, taking down Ciampa. This is where the match kind of turns south for Judgment Day here. A reverse DDT. Dominic Mysterio tags in. JD's in trouble. And Mysterio goes for a suplex, but actually Ciampa reverses. There's so much to cover in this match. I'm just trying to get through it quickly. Gargano then tags in, right? And we get a 1-2. Wait a minute. Nope. JD makes a save. The match was really good. And I was expecting a quicker end. And, well, Judgment Day actually ended up losing a second time. This pinfall didn't look good, man. Ciampa hits JD with a DDT. Gargano I'm just feeling it with Gargano. You know, it's just fresh, and you know it's not looking good for Judgment Day. Chaotic matchup. I can't even explain what happened, but just know we had a good match, and both teams indeed are over.
Oh, you could say that again.
You know,
I just love that DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa getting that spotlight on TV. Great wrestlers, man, really showing what they can do in the ring and improving their craft as they go along on the main roster.
Exactly. Craft upon craft. And, you know, it's all about just giving us phenomenal wrestling. This was a really good matchup. What we had next, another tag match, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae, came to light from an earlier altercation between Chelsea and Piper Niven. This was an awesome match. A really good women's match. I feel like, you know, the women's storyline, it's building, but the match, man, it was awesome. Indy hits a spine buster onto Chelsea Green. Piper then body slams, I think, Indy Hartwell. Green tags in here. You know, I'm not going to be pissed about it because Indy and Candice took a W. What's their purpose here? You know, they're kind of lost, and it's just not doing it for me. I personally think like maybe a singles heel run. I don't know. Maybe just time. They're just kind of lost in the card. But you know what? I guess it just needs time to get these storylines through because these two, they do deserve a lot. Before we get to one of the real reasons I was watching Raw, Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser comes out introducing Gunther. It's just iconic, man. It's nothing like a Tony Schimmel introducing Edge, but it's just of a different type of magnitude here. Gunther gets on the mic. The crowd is booing him, dude. saying that they're 2 weeks away from the Rumble and he could feel the desperation kind of around this place. And you know what? He's here to kind of set things straight. He was a workhorse in last year's Rumble. He said he's going to win the Rumble in main event WrestleMania. And then now he wants to focus on Kaiser. Kaiser basically taking out Kofi. He's applauding him. Xavier comes out. We got an impromptu singles matchup. Really good match. It actually ends in a DQ. Xavier Woods beating Ludwig with a chair, evening the odds. Great way to continue this feud. This segment, it basically got nothing accomplished, but it was refreshing to say the least. And let's see what they got going on in the next few weeks, because I'll tell you right now, with both Kofi and then Vinci out of Imperium, both injured. I hate to say it, but I think we're going to get a Biggie return at WrestleMania, and he's going to dethrone Gunther for the Intercontinental title, but that's a whole different ball game here. Akira Tozawa versus Ivar. Bro. Poor Akira. But even though he basically got squashed through this match, he actually took a W with a sunset flip powerbomb. Ivar jumps on the rope trying to end this thing early, but Maxine actually distracts him. And then it's what kind of, turns Tozawa towards victory. Really good match. Valhalla actually attacks Maxine and sends her into the ring. Ivar then knocks out Akira Tozawa with a spinning kick. Oh, man, Tozawa sold it so well. So good. But we're going to continue this in the next few weeks, because I think next week we're getting Ivar versus Masterhead Chad Gable. So this will be really, really cool. I love what they're doing with the tag division. It's strong, and storyline-wise, it's there. Speaking of storyline, let's talk about what's going on with the women's world title. Rhea Ripley, she comes out basically addressing the women's locker room. Before we know it, her bringing up, of course, Nia Jax, running her mouth, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't give a shite nonetheless. Nia Jax pisses me off. Becky Lynch's music hits and says, you know what, maybe you are better than me, but I think we need to prove it, because I want you at WrestleMania. Of course, we don't know if this is set in stone or not, because, well, we have the Royal Rumble, and, well, if Rhea's not part of it, Becky Lynch is. And, I hate to say it, but I don't think we're going to get this at Mania, because I know we got Jade Cargill somewhere in there, or maybe they'll do a triple threat or a fatal four-way, having somebody else come back. I'm super stoked to see what have planned for Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Now, before we start to inch closer to our main event, awesome Truth versus Judgment Day. Earlier in the day, Damian Priest. If you're still sticking with us here, there's a lot to get through. It was definitely jam-packed.
Yes.
But, man, Damian told Truth not to tag in, because earlier in the day, he's too good. Our Truth are selling t-shirts and making loads of cash, and each member of the Judgment Day had a cut. JD McDonough actually didn't get the cut. He's not on the shirt. That's why. This ended up, causing, I guess you could say, some hard truth to this matchup here. If you could watch this one more time, I would do it again. It was such a good match. Truth tags out after starting the matchup. He got brutalized, and Damian, he didn't want to attack Truth because he was feeling sympathy with him, for him, I guess you could say. He's got some heart-to-heart connection with Truth. Priest ended up choke slamming Truth after just kind of pissing him off. And this was basically the end of it. But let's see. I don't think it's the end of Judgment Day with Truth, but we'll see. Even though they took a huge L for Miz and Truth, Truth has no idea who he really is or what team he's on. But let's clear things up. Hopefully by next week. What does this mean for Truth? Next up, kind of an impromptu matchup, I guess you could say. Earlier in the day, it was an altercation backstage with these four women versus Tegan Nox and Natalia Baszler and Zoe Stark. Matchup, I really couldn't care less. Nice German suplex by Natalia. She actually looked pretty crisp in this matchup. She was really good with transitions. But we got Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark taking the dub here. Fairly clean. Natalia went for a sharpshooter, but she escapes, and then Shayna tags in and taps Natalia out. Good matchup. Natalia, she really showed something here. Shayna Baszler, she's just not going anywhere. I don't think Zoe Stark is either. Just hasn't been doing it for me. But like I said, it just needs to take time. Let's see what they got going on with them after WrestleMania.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I just really love how Triple H really put some emphasis on the tag division tonight, both the men's and the women's. And just great matches throughout the night. Like you said, a jam-packed show, bunch of great matches, and it led right into an awesome main event between Jinder Mahal and Seth Rollins for that World Heavyweight Championship, with Seth Rollins picking up a victory over the modern-day Maharaja in a great
We can talk about this matchup, but let's talk about the important parts here. Rollins hits a Falcon Arrow onto Jinder. This actually wasn't enough. Veer actually interrupts this matchup, kind of. It doesn't get disqualified, but it should have been. But the ref didn't see. Attacked Rollins with a briefcase. The ref was looking the other way. It worked well. Mahal hit a Kalaz. Bro, I thought this was it. I go, there's absolutely no way they're doing this BS. Seth kicks out. Mahal goes for, I think, another one, but Rollins reverses it and hits a stomp for the win. Good matchup. Seth Rollins showed up, showed out. Mahal showed up, showed out. Thank you, Tony Khan, for giving us a definite historic, I guess you could say, moment in WWE 2024 agenda. But nonetheless, we are a week away, basically, from the Royal Rumble, and I am absolutely stoked. Raw is in the books. SmackDown's coming up hot and heavy.
Oh, dude, so good. We're on the road to the Royal Rumble and on the road to WrestleMania. Just great shows, great storytelling, something maybe Tony Khan can learn from. But no, I thought it was a great show. Just great wrestling throughout the night. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see what Raw brings us next week. Let us know what you guys thought about the show. Always like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Until then, peace out. This has been KozMatt. Thanks for watching.